Texas, USA. Scene in 2026. Ethan Carter, a 32-year-old mechanical engineer, is participating in an archaeological team studying ancient fossils. Deep inside a cave underground, he discovers a member that can glow blue, seemingly strange. Ethan turns on his flashlight.
Ethan, what the hell is this? It doesn't look like any mineral I've ever seen. He approaches closer. Suddenly, it begins to vibrate. The entire cave starts to shake. A contrasting blue light flashes brightly. Ethan, with his eyes. The intense sunlight shines down on his face. He quickly sits up, surrounded by tall poplar trees taller than a person. No ancient artifacts or equipment. No teammates left. Only the primitive jungle. The ground is a staircase leading up. Thud, thud, thud. Ethan turns his head. A long-necked dinosaur is lying across in front of him. He is terrified. Ethan, what's my nickname? Am I dreaming? A dinosaur over 20 meters long passes in front of him. Ethan steps back. Ethan, this is a real dinosaur. I'm no longer in the 21st century. The sun. The sound of wild animals echoes throughout the forest. Ethan tries to stay calm. He is someone who has taken survival courses. He clearly remembers the rules. Water, fire, shelter. He found some money. Then he gathered dry materials. It took 2 hours. Finally, the explosion occurred. The small fire made Ethan feel safer. But that night, an intensifying speed increase. GRAAH. Ethan shudders. From the darkness, a pair of red eyes appear. An Allosaurus. It is scenting for prey. Ethan thinks, don't run. If I run, I will die. The creature approaches. Ethan immediately climbs a tree. The Allosaurus circles the tree for hours. Until dawn, it leaves. After many days of wandering, Ethan saw smoke rising from afar. He immediately approached. In front of him was a primitive village. About 60 people were living there. Adults were holding stones. Children were playing near the riverbank. But when they saw Ethan, everyone became alert. A warrior shouted loudly. The warrior, Raga. 10 people rushed forward. Ethan raised both hands. Ethan, wait a moment. I mean no harm. Of course, everyone understood. At that moment, a child slipped and fell into the Kink River. The people were in chaos. No one jumped in. Ethan quickly ran into the river. He spat water out and grabbed the child. He pulled him ashore. The entire tribe was stunned. The village chief stepped forward. He is a man about 50 years old, a detailed full matrix. He placed his hand on his chest. Chief? Kara. Ethan understood that was his name. He also placed his hand on his chest. Ethan. Ethan. The villagers began to accept him. In the following days, Ethan learned the tribe's language. In return, he helped them hunt, treat simple wounds. Gradually, everyone started to trust Ethan. One day, Ethan realized that many people in the village were suffering from intestinal diseases. The cause was very simple. They drank water directly from the river. He decided to change that. Ethan built a water filter. The villagers looked at him as if he were crazy. Warrior Taro, why are you burning the water? Ethan smiled. Quickly, fire is the second bad thing inside. He didn't know, but they still followed his lead. 10 weeks later, the number of patients was clearly identified. The villagers began to see Ethan as a wizard. Winter is coming. Food is becoming increasingly scarce. Hunters keep returning empty-handed. Ethan knows that the tribe cannot survive on hunting alone. He begins planting wild seeds. The villagers smile brightly.
Sweet potatoes. How can we eat if we just plant the seeds in the ground? Ethan, there's nothing today, but in a few months there will be plenty. No one believes it until the first fields sprout. The entire tribe is excited. 1 o'clock in the morning, the reconnaissance team returned, the fear on their faces. Reconnaissance team, blood teeth are coming. Blood teeth are coming. The entire tribe was silent. Ethan asked,
Ethan, who are they? Chairwoman Kara replied. Kara, they are the ones who killed the beast. They have destroyed many tribes. They will kill all of us. Ethan gathers everyone. He draws a diagram on the ground. Ethan, if we fight head-on, they will lose. But if we use strategy, we can win. He gives instructions. Dig a trench. Order the wood. Work here. Make bows and arrows. The villagers work at night. Dawn. 200 blood-tooth warriors appeared. They roared, stabbing their spears into. Their leader laughed loudly. The wrong leader approached. Today these will die. Ethan stood on the tower. Ethan, come. Today's the day to learn the difference between strength and wisdom. The blood-tooth army charged forward. Go. The benches fell into the deep abyss. The enemy descended from above. Disorder in the formation. In just a few hours, the blood-tooth army disbanded. After the victory, the people gathered around Ethan. They descended. Kara, you're not an ordinary person. You're a gift from the gods. Ethan looked at the sky. He knew he was just an ordinary engineer. But in this world, modern knowledge is the only allowed color. And this is only the first startup. In the distant horizon, a tribe is being formed. More than 1,000 warriors. Hundreds of fighting dinosaurs. The supreme leader looked towards the Sun Tribe. The mysterious leader. I hear there's a man descending from heaven. I want to see if the warrior can survive against my army. 1 year after the victory, the morning sunlight bathes the valley in gold. The sounds of ancient birds echo from the distant forests. The Sun Village has now completely transformed. The makeshift thatched huts from before have disappeared. In their place are dozens of sturdy wooden houses built into clusters. Smoke rises from the chimneys of the homes. Children laugh and play on the dirt road. A group of women are grinding grains with stone mills. The warriors are practicing archery at the training ground. In the center of the village is a massive granary. All of this is the result of Ethan's efforts. Ethan stands on the highest watchtower. He looks toward the northern mountains. The wind blows his hair. Behind him, footsteps are heard. Taro approaches. Taro leans on the railing. Taro, you're looking north again. Ethan smiles. Ethan, I'm thinking. Taro, the villagers are thinking about tomorrow's meal, and you always think about what will happen in a few years. Ethan, if I only think about tomorrow, we will always be a tribe. Taro frowns. Ethan continues. To survive long term, we need to build a future. We must prepare before danger appears. Taro laughs. Taro, that's why I always feel a headache when talking to you. Both laugh, but Ethan still looks to the north. A sense of unease appears in his heart. Afternoon, a group of hunters rush back to the village. Everyone is breathing heavily. The chief hunter shouts loudly, Ethan, we found the egg nest. The entire village immediately becomes agitated. For prehistoric people,
Dinosaur eggs are an extremely valuable food source. Everyone immediately prepares their spears to go and retrieve them.
Ethan, Kara, and Taro follow the group. After more than 2 hours of trekking through the forest, they arrive at a small valley. Everyone stands in silence. In the middle of the grass, there are more than 20 giant eggs. Each one is nearly as tall as an adult's waist. Taro immediately picks up a stone axe. Taro, tonight, the whole village will have a big feast. Just then, Ethan raises his hand. Ethan, stop. Everyone looks confused. Kara, what's going on? Ethan steps forward, carefully examining the eggs. An idea appears. The craziest idea since he arrived in this world. Ethan turns back. Ethan, what if we raise them? The air falls silent for a few seconds.
Then the group bursts into laughter. Taro laughs until tears run down his face. Taro, raised dinosaurs? Are you trying a new way to die? A hunter says, even wolves can't be tamed. And you want to tame something as big as a house? Ethan shakes his head. Ethan, no.
We will raise them from hatchlings. They will see us as family. Kara looks at Ethan. A sense of curiosity appears in her eyes. Kara, do you really think that can happen? Ethan, I'm sure. 3 months later, the eggs are kept in a separate area. People take turns guarding them. Many still think Ethan is crazy. Until that day, a cracking sound echoes. An egg begins to crack. Everyone rushes over to see. The crack widens more and more. Finally, a small creature emerges. It has greenish skin, shiny yellow eyes. The creature looks around. Then it sees Ethan. Ethan slowly kneels down, reaches out his hand. Everyone holds their breath. The creature approaches. It sniffs Ethan's hand, then nuzzles its head into his palm. The crowd is stunned. A child shouts, "It likes Ethan." An old woman kneels down, trembling. The gods truly sent this man. Even Taro stands frozen. Taro, no way. Ethan laughs. He strokes the creature's head. Ethan, welcome to the family. The following 6 months, 12 hatchling dinosaurs grew rapidly. They ran after Ethan all around the village. The villagers gradually lost their fear. Children played with them. One day, Ethan came up with a new idea. He crafted simple saddles made of animal hide. Taro saw this. Taro, what are you planning to do this time? Ethan pointed to a 3-meter-long dinosaur. Ethan, I'm going to ride it. Taro, Kara, the entire village. An hour later, shouts echoed throughout the valley. Ethan was thrown into the mud for the 6th time. Taro laughed and rolled on the ground. Taro, our genius is taking off again. The next day, Ethan fell again. On the 3rd day, fell again. On the 4th day, fell again. By the 7th day, he finally sat steadily. The dinosaur charged forward like the wind. The villagers gasped. Kara whispered, "He's changing the world once more." One morning, 20 people are pulling a giant tree trunk. Everyone is exhausted. Ethan watches the scene, then picks up a branch, draws a circle on the ground. Taro looks on. Taro, another crazy idea? Ethan, brilliant idea. 10 days later, the first completed cart is ready. People gather around the square. Ethan loads a heavy tree trunk weighing hundreds of pounds onto the cart. Taro tries to pull. The cart moves. Everyone falls silent. Taro pulls a few more meters, then looks back at Ethan. Taro, I hate to admit this. Ethan smiles. Taro, but you're right. Once more, late at night, a detective rushes into the village.
Blood covers his body. He collapses in the square. Kara quickly catches him. The detective gasps for breath. North, a massive army. At least 1,000 warriors. The atmosphere immediately freezes. Taro clenches his spear tightly. Kara looks at Ethan. Kara, what should we do? Ethan thinks for a few seconds, then says, build walls.
Construct towers. Dig moats. Immediately, 2 months later, the first human wall is completed. That morning, the ground trembles. Thousands of warriors appear on the horizon. Leading the way is Gore, a giant man nearly 2 meters tall.
His body covered in battle scars, he rides a giant predatory dinosaur. Gore laughs loudly. Gore, who is Ethan? Ethan steps onto the wall. Ethan, that's me. Gore looks at him, then bursts into laughter. Gore, you're smaller than the rumors.
Ethan shrugs. Ethan, and you're dumber than I thought. The entire battlefield falls silent. Then, Taro bursts out laughing. Some warriors can't hold back either. Gore's face turns red. Gore roars, kill them all. Thousands of warriors charge forward, but suddenly the ground collapses. Hundreds fall into enormous trap pits. Shouts echo everywhere. Immediately after, Ethan raises his hand. Ethan, fire. Hundreds of arrows rain down like a storm. Northern warriors fall one after another. Gore cannot believe it, but this is only the beginning. The war horn sounds. From the city gate, 12 fighting dinosaurs charge out. Riding on their backs are the most elite warriors. Taro leads the charge.
Taro shouts loudly, for the sun. The dinosaur cavalry tears through the enemy's formation. The battlefield is completely chaotic. After hours of fighting, the Northern Army finally has to retreat. On the distant hilltop, Gore gazes at the flames within the Sun Fortress, his eyes filled with hatred. Gore clenches his fists tightly.
Gore, Ethan, you win this time, but next time. He looks toward the northern horizon, where larger tribes reside. Gore wears a cold smile. I will bring the whole world here.